All right, so we're going to start with a few questions here. What criteria do you use to select restaurants when you're choosing to go eat lunch on the weekdays? Basically like location, special offers, variety of menu options, price or value, stuff like that. What do you guys think?
For me, it's convenience. I don't really want to have to wait too long to get something to eat.
Same here. I work off campus during lunchtime, so I'm not on campus much. But I look for something that has, convenient location and cheap deal or something.
Same thing for me. Location, close to campus, very reasonable prices.
Convenience is a big thing too. What else? Price. If it's too pricey, I don't usually buy it.
I don't eat meat, so if they're good vegetarian options, and like there's an abundance of like unhealthy fast food places, so if there's healthy options, that's like really different. What place stands out from.
Even I prefer a place with healthy options sometimes, and then also a big thing for me is being close to campus too, and low to mid-priced food.
I just live like really close to campus, so I don't really eat on campus, but if I would have to grab something, I would go for like a cheap hot dog or something.
You guys all heard of the Gas House?
Okay.
When did you learn of the Gas House? Like, did you hear about it your first year, or when did you?
For me, it was, first semester freshman year. So my friends were like, oh, let's go to the Gas House. I had to go to work, so I was like, no. And that's how I heard of it.
Freshman year for me too. I would park in the structure sometime, so you walk by the guest house and you need to go upstairs.
Sophomore year for me, just because I transferred here during my sophomore year, but once I transferred here, I had heard about it.
I commuted for a while, so I would park in the parking structure and walk by it.
You heard about it freshman year.
I heard about it right before my freshman year when I did a camping program where you shadow someone from the dorms, like all the people in the program, they took them to the guest house and then they paid for them to eat there.
I heard about freshman year. Your friends? Emily, yeah. I guess. I think they maybe have like a sign in the dorms or something for it. Okay.
So a lot of you said convenience is one of the main factors for where you go to eat lunch. Are you willing to go off campus, and if you're on campus to go somewhere to eat if they have something you like, or are you more willing to stay on campus and get something to eat?
For me, I commute and I work off campus, so going off campus isn't a big deal for me. But if I'm eating lunch on campus, I would prefer to stay on campus. I don't want to go off campus to get food and then come back. I'd rather just stay here.
Exact same for me. I work and live on campus, but I'm here, I might as well just stay here.
Same thing for me. I work and live off campus, so from here I'd rather be here.
I live like a mile away from campus, so when I come here, I don't feel like leaving, so I just eat around here.
I guess I'd rather be on campus. It's easier.
Depending on how much time I have between classes, if I have like an hour or less, most likely I'm just going to want to stay on campus just because like I live close, but I don't want to walk home and then walk back. So
I just eat at home. It's across the street,
So those of you who live near campus, even if it is a mile or a few blocks, the like noodles and Qdoba and stuff, would you guys go to those restaurants off campus, or are you thinking further away off campus? Or would you rather eat like in the Union? Because pretty much it's in the Union or those like on Downer and Oakland.
I'll go to Qdoba a lot, and like Jimmy John's too, just because I mean that's only a couple blocks.
Yeah.
So
I
still consider that campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you more frequently go to those outskirt restaurants or stay in the Union?
For the majority of it, I would stay in the Union.
sense for you guys?
Well, it really depends on how much like time I have. If it's like right before like all my classes start, like over an hour, then I'll go around those places. But if it's an hour or less, like in between classes, then I'm gonna want to stay in the union.
Okay.
I usually don't eat on campus at all, just because of like health reasons, like nutrition and then cost. So like I'd rather just eat at home anyways. So I don't really know if the difference between a place in the union or like not that far away, like it's kind of the same for me because of just like cost and nutrition.
All right, so how do you guys feel about the restaurants with more personalized service compared to the ones without? So, well, I guess, typical close restaurants for us, they don't really have a personalized service.
It's more self-service as opposed to someone actually coming to your table and waiting on you. So which do you prefer? I guess what we're asking.
If I'm on school and if I'm gonna go grab lunch, I prefer the self-service because I can determine the speed of that service to an extent. Versus if it's personalized service, I have to rely on someone that if you take care of 5 different tables, when they get to me and how long it takes, things like that. So for that purpose, for lunch during the week, I prefer self-service and less personalized service.
I would agree with that. I'm on campus, my time is limited, so I want something quick. I can manage the time better if I do it myself.
I'd rather have self-service if I'm on campus, just because when I'm here I have classes and stuff going on. I don't have a lot of time to kill.
I would agree with that, unless it's after hours, like after 5 or whatnot, then I'd be more willing to have somebody serve me, but during school hours, not so much.
I think it depends on like time constraints. If I have like more time, I'd rather be served. But then also like price-wise, like some places they charge as much as if you went to like a sit-down restaurant and it's like they don't have servers, so you kind of wonder like why they're charging you so much.
More often than not, I prefer self-service during the week because I don't have like I don't want to risk like taking up too much time if it's someone else serving me.
I would do like a self-service and over sit down.
Are you guys familiar with how the gas house service works?
Yes.
So it's more of you go up to the counter, order, get a ticket, see your number, and then go up and pick it up yourself. So it's more of that self-service. When you think of the gas house, do you have any thoughts that come to mind about it? Were you thinking it was more of a sit-down restaurant, or more self-service, or anything like that?
For me, the fact that they promote themselves as a sports pub and grill, I mean, most sports pub and grills have waitresses or wait staff that bring you the food, so I would assume they would have had the same thing. I could see going out there and ordering maybe, but then people bringing you your food, I think, would have made more sense.
I've heard how it works, so. Yeah.
I think I would have thought that it was, they bring food to you because when you walk by, you just see a lot of booths and tables. And it kind of gives that feel of a sit-down restaurant if you're just walking by and looking, unless you actually go in and you're not going to know whether you just order the food yourself or they bring it to you.
I thought that gas house reputation was, sit down because they have all those tables around there. So that was my first reaction of the place. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I think it gives the appearance of like a sit-down restaurant.
Did you know that?
I assumed it was a sit-down restaurant, I guess. Just because of like I have a friend who she'll go there if her boyfriend's visiting on the weekends, and so like for it not to be I don't know, it's just interesting for it not to be a sit-down restaurant, like that's where they choose to go. I don't know. For like I don't know.
I kind of think it does too because of like all the tables, and then when I went for the first time through the program, I think at first I was wondering if you just wait up there, but then they told me to sit down and then you wait for your number.
I think that like it is like kind of like fast food, but not really. Like their menu is like really more extensive than like a Burger King would be. And like Burger King prepares stuff like a lot faster and quicker. They have like a better system, I think. Whereas like it's kind of like a sit down and like the way that they prepare stuff and like what they have to offer. But I don't think that, I don't know, they just don't serve it to you, I guess.
How do you feel that like Burger King's food compares to the Gas House?
I think the Gas House is more like homemade. Like not really, but I mean like, I don't know. I'd rather eat like here than at Burger King. Because I think it's not more real, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. And they have like appetizers and just like the variety is more extensive.
Since you guys have the menus in front of you for the Gas House, why don't you take a minute, just kind of like skim it over and look at it and think about what types of menu sections do you prefer? Do you prefer something with all kinds of different types of cuisine, something more specialized, or just focuses on like one type of food, like Mexican food or Italian food, or just like burgers and brats and whatnot?
If I'm going to a sports bar, I'm looking for certain kind of food. So I'll be looking for burgers and wings, beer.
Stuff that's
Like
around.
pub food?
Yeah, they like pub food, so like I wouldn't be going to a sports bar to get, yeah. I mean, that's just me personally, but.
What do you guys think of the menus as well? Just looking at it.
I think it's a lot. I mean, to an extent, it seems overwhelming when you first look at it. I mean, I think all their options on there are very fitting to an extent for like a pub and grill, but it's just a lot.
Is it easy for you to navigate through, like, to kind of like have some order for you, or would that be agreed
They
with
put
that?
appetizers and salads at the back. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. That's supposed to go in the middle.
I have an easier time reading the one in the Gas House than on paper.
Maybe throw in a picture or something, just so it's not a whole blob of words.
Yeah, it kind of hurts my eyes. I don't know, it's way too cluttered. Should at least make it bigger and more spaced out.
So you said that you have seen the sign in the Gas House with the menu on it,
Yeah.
the like poster?
By where you stand and where you order.
Mhm. Has anybody else ever seen that before?
No, never mind.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So when you guys were there, whenever that was your freshman year or whatever, did you use that board to order, or did you use one of the little handout menus?
I don't remember.
I think the first time I was there, they maybe had like sheets of paper and you picked like if you're having a burger, they had like the burgers listed on there and then you checked which one you wanted and then you gave it to the clerk person and then they did, I don't know, but then they changed it I think. But I think it's weird that they even have these menus in the first place because it's not like you can get it to go and I don't understand the purpose of this menu when it's like on the wall, like that's where you look for, you wouldn't look at